I wanted to make a video that's called There is always a way. Oh, there is always a way to get everything you want. That's why you can have everything you want. Let's say everything has a price, but that's not the point. The point is, a lot of people think they cannot have things, but it's just because you guys been trying the same old things, and the same old ways will not get you new things. I see a lot of resentment online. I love these influencers. I love these girls when they show like their money and they just like, I made money like this, I made money like that. I'm gonna make a clear video about something. People are gonna be like, oh my god, no way. But look at these girls who make money on OnlyFans and actually succeed, like real money, like they're real cases. And actually a lot of them made it with no effort. They were like, I just post a photo and it happens, it happens. And when you see these kind of stories, a lot of people in the comments go very angry. I can't. They put morality on it. They say you're selling yourself. Things like, how do you know, like some. But for me, selling yourself is doing something you swear yourself you're never gonna do. Goes against all your values. For some people, that will be exactly selling themselves because it goes against their values. But how do you know this person has your same values? Whatever. Topic for other video. But I feel like a lot of people, and especially men, which I understand, I think there's some jealousy in thinking that like someone like they just get it so easily, right? But there you are, there is this guy working hard, doing delivery, pizza, whatever, tired, or driving a truck, tired, doing it from 9 to 9, making not even the half of what she makes. That is their anger, be like, why, how dare you, right? But this person should more like look inner guards and think, okay, what do I really want? Do I want that kind of money? And what do I have to do to make that kind of money, right? And that's why there is always a way to get everything you want. But there is always a way. And sometimes it's a way you never thought about. Sometimes it's a way you haven't tried. Sometimes it's a way you never considered. I think I gave you some example of when I made a lot of money being a teacher online, which was an accident. I signed up from a website before pandemic, before anybody thought there was going to be a pandemic. There was a way that I never sort of tried before. And there is another thing, speaking about money, because a lot of people want money and the freedom that brings. For example, a lot of people talk about making money while you sleep, having passive income, right? How many of us have tried to have passive income, right? But we do want this kind of crazy amounts that sometimes passive income brings, investment brings. How many of those things have you tried instead of being stuck in, right? You want freedom. How would you have to sit sometimes in silence, and I like to meditate and ask for guidance, and I have the craziest ideas. I have like these snaps, here, study this, go here, ask here, search on Google this. Another perk of loneliness and isolation. So I think this mantra will help you, and this mantra is, there is always a way to get what I want, and I'm opening my mind to information. Pray like that. Close your eyes, sit, relax, and accept, because this is a magical thinking. There is a way of getting what you want, but you're being so stuck in trying to get it your way, right? So yeah, you can have anything you want, but not the way you want it, right? You want to get married, let's say. I heard this with men and women. Men, I want to get married, but she has to be blonde and tall, and she has to live here, and she has to be here. It's an example. It's not like I have her exactly that, but she has to look like this, and maybe that's a trauma idealization of someone, right? That is gonna end up very badly. Just to say. So just be open, be humble to whatever information you might get. And again, you can be successful or you can be right. Choose wisely. I had to choose all the time, and I have to remind myself to be to want to be successful and not right all the time, that maybe I don't know the best way to get what I want, and I open myself to that information to come to me. So that's a big one. Open yourself to the information, open your heart to the information, and you will be guided. You will be guided. And the path that makes you, that you have more resistance to, that you're most afraid of, that's the path you have to take. It's not the path that you can keep like fantasizing with, and it's just like, it feels, it's the one that you find a little of resistance with, but you still feel like there is a heart there, like there is nuance. And this is why you should be very connected with your inner guidance. That's very important. That's very important. That why it's very important to be authentic. It's very important to know what you want, and that's the problem. But that's another video. That's the problem. That is another video. I think I'm gonna close this message with this one. Remember, there is always a way to get what you want. You deserve it. That's something already you should already know. You deserve it. But now, are your hands empty to receive the information that you need in order to get whatever you want? And what is that you want? What is that you want? Some people think, oh, money. Yes, you want money. But in the end, I don't know, you're sick. So you think money is going to help you to pay great doctors to be healthy? So maybe what you want is health. So the way you get money should not make you sacrifice your health. And there are all these nuances, this balance. Try to also find what you want through feeling it. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel rested? Do you want to feel in peace? Do you want to feel sometimes, and try to have a lot of nuance on this, because a lot of people have self-destructive tendencies. So they want to feel excited in a bad way. They want to feel threatened. They want to feel that they love them, but through, control and a lot of dark traits there. And you have to really think if that's healthy, if that's an inclination that comes from your bad patterns, or what does feel right with you, that fits, like it fits, it sticks, it sinks in a good way, it grounds you. And that's why it's so important to be in touch with yourself. Okay, I finished this. That's what I want to say, and see you in the next one.